So hold our heads up high and beat the drum to what we love. Risk the fall, or we have felt it all come crashing down from far above. Stars are rising, countless worlds colliding, only one will take it all. Can we bring to fall the giants? Can we make the final call? We are the ones to ignite the darkest skies. The champions of the world that we defy. A star ray of the few who rise up high, and we all fight at the last
Welcome back, everybody, for the second series today. Box versus Genius was a back and forth bloodbath that went the whole way to 5. We now move on to two teams that have come down from the VCS main league, BTS and Luxury Esports. It is going to be a hard one to call, so I've had to assemble two of the smartest people I know, Clockwork and Marbinogi. Thank you for coming on at short notice, Clockwork. You really helped us out. And I'll start off with you. What's your opinion on these two teams?
Okay, for sure, for sure. We've had a taste of both teams since they performed very well against the newcomers, and I want to see them play more. I want to see them both back in the VCS because I think with the tweaks that they did to their rosters, I think they deserve another shot in the best league of Vietnam.
Fair enough. And Marby, do you have any thoughts on these two rosters? For sure. And I don't want to comment. We don't want to go too in depth on the series we did have earlier, but Box Gaming is waiting for the loser, and Box was by no means a pushover. So this is a pretty important win here because it's not impossible that we do see one of these two teams eliminated. We are going straight into draft though. Quick, smart. So let's get over there. And Clockwork, what do you want to see these teams picking?
Okay, so for luxury, having the addition of coated, which will bring some dum dum hat because it's like a little island of secret in this series. Um, coated will probably bring some of his expertise on some champions like the Jax, most notably, but also the Camille. And he had a pretty clear identity, so I want to see luxury try to draft and plan around him, which okay, Coda did not have the best of his splits in spring, but for sure he can bring something way more impactful than Chem can to the roster of luxury.
Wow, I've apparently been muted the whole time. Good job, me.
Oh, have you? Good job. I
Um,
promise we were talking to Marby.
yeah,
Talking
whoops.
about like sensory restrictions, I really want to see if Coated can play Lee Sin in the top lane.
Oh,
No,
unfortunately not.
banned.
Well, you're not gonna
So
find
this
out.
ban already tells me he has no intention whatsoever to pick it.
So I think more the
Ooh,
point is
rumble.
they don't want to first pick the Lee Sin, and in that case they also don't want the Lee Sin going over to. Actually, it's Sehin in the top lane. I have not seen any tape of this fella. In
Nope.
their match against Box Gaming earlier, they played 3 games of Ryuk. Ryuk looked pretty good. But yeah, they don't want to pick Lee Sin because otherwise Lee Sin goes over to the other side to burst the sky, and then Coated doesn't really have a matchup that he can just demolish on that team. But that first pick Kaiser for Shine
I
really
hate it.
just gives over
What?
the Rumble. There is a Morgana you can take as the jungle option, but that has been a really low priority pick in this tournament. So
I
Is
hate
this
it so much.
summer qualifier 2018 or
Oh my word. and they go the Kindred. Okay, I mean, if this was MSI, that would have been Morgana 100% of the time, but this is not MSI, this is VCS promos, and they have picked the Kindred. I mean, I love the pick. I haven't seen amazing performances on it though.
asking you every day, which are the resident Kindred expert, did Luxury play the last game in VCS against Gam, and Levi picked Kindred.
I think so. I think that was when he picked it.
Yeah, I think
So
so.
Killer Queen, maybe he is still burnt inside and wants to show up to the senpai with the Kindred pick.
Killer Queen did play it in the match against Genius Esports. Decent effect. So it's not outside his wheelhouse for sure, but really looking to carry through that jungle position. Interested to see where Blazers and Coated are going to go. Wouldn't be surprised to see anything like a Lucian on the as an option. But we're taking away Zoe, taking away these strong AP picks, strong mid lane picks in general. AD for the side of Glory, don't want him pairing up nicely with Drakthar. AP for Blazers to pair up with the AD Killer Queen.
Yeah. And yeah, so far this is looking pretty standard. I like the bot lane. Zyrel is very strong, as is Kai'Sa, Leona. Clockwork, what are your opinions so far on the first halves of these drafts?
Confusion, extreme confusion. So I see that at least Burst the Sky is trying to adapt to the new meta with the Rumble. Can still be mid, but probably will be a jungler. Whereas Luxury, it seems that they're drafting something that is more aligned to the last VCS patches that we've seen in spring. But here we see some Kale maybe hovering for Coated. Can be a champion that fits his champion pool, especially into the Urgot that Burst the Sky have shown. Overall, but yeah, no, Aatrox. This keeps looking more and more like a draft from last month. So as it's going so far, I'm tipping slightly in favor of Breath of the Sky, but let's see how it goes.
Yeah, and this Orianna pick is why I question the Urgot a little bit. I was expecting very safe mid lane pick from Glory, something like the Victor or the Orianna, and then save your counter pick for Sehin, get him a good matchup into Coated. But they've picked the Urgot. That's fine. It's not going to be a Katarina. That Tristana seems much more reasonable. It's going to be very good into the Orianna. It's going to pair very nicely with the Rumble, and that's going to be a lock-in for Glory. So really looking to this mid-jungle duo on Burst the Sky to be the big carries, and then Vimboy's just got to be his duo janitor role.
Yep.
I want to point out something crucial. Luxury Esports, notice, they have doubled their ending letter. There's shiny.
Yeah, I don't know why they've done that. They've all done
Blazes.
I think they're not playing on tournament. Wait, no,
it. They have to be on.
tournament.
They have to be on tournament realms. They're on 11-9.
I don't know.
This combined with the great. This is great analysis. Trust me. Combined with the Draktar and the Glory, it means that Luxury is actually playing 7 against 3.
Okay.
Regardless, let's get your both of your thoughts on these drafts. Not so much names. Clockwork, we'll start with you.
So, I'm going to go with BTS. If those drafts were made in a void, I would prefer BTS composition because there's more aggressive mid jungle duo and the better bot lane overall. But considering it's Coated, Luxury can focus very much on in the top lane and make a difference. Still, my pick is on BTS.
Fair enough, Marby. What do you think about some of these drafts? What are you looking at?
I'm really looking at Sehin. I mean, mostly because I have no idea how good this guy is. I have no idea if he's going to pop off and beat Coated or if he's just going to get rolled by him. I think that is going to be most crucial. After that, yeah, I think BTS overall has a much more standard composition, much easier to pull off than than what Luxury has put forth. It's not hard from Luxury. The double 80 carry is still effective, but it's matched just as well, if not better, on BTS's side with the power pick that is the Rumble up against Kindred, which is strong, but not that strong.
Yep. And with that, Clockwork, you're picking BTS?
Yes.
Absolutely, yes.
Right, well, we'll talk to you again before the next game, at least, and let's get onto the Rift with myself and Mabinogi. What are we looking at for win conditions for these two teams? I think that's a good thing to set out early.
I think 5v5 team fights for Luxury have been where they really shine, with a dash of side lane supremacy from Coded. He's going to have to be... They're looking to probably get the Aatrox really far ahead and just make sure he can control the side lanes and make sure that they can sort of force 5v14 fights with the priority. Whereas BTS, they're sort of looking to get this early skirmishes off, get some good ganks going with Drakthar onto Glory and Vinboys, make sure they can get a bit of a snowball going. Come 5v5s, it's very even across the board, but I think Aatrox should be a little bit better than the Urgot if it comes down to the big team fights. But skirmishes, that's where BTS will shine.
Yep. That makes a lot of sense. And over for Luxury, it's kind of similar, honestly. But anyway, let's have a look at what is actually going on. The junglers did start on the same side of the map, but Rumble is going for that full clear, while Kindred has skipped the bot side camps. Raptors is too dangerous, and Krugs just takes a bit too long. He's moving over to those single target camps, and we will, of course, have to play Kindred coin flips.
Yeah, but if they're both going onto this top side of the map, it's interesting to see what they will do. If I'm Kindred, never mind. There's a bit of engage on the bot side.
It's not going to go anywhere. It's two Aftershock supports.
Alright, that's like a decent chunk onto Vinboys. As I was saying, I would like to see Kindred sort of double back after this blue buff, head to Wolves, and then make his way down.
Never mind! I said nothing would happen. I was telling a lie as both supports get a kill. And now Elio's got to find his way away from Bizbo. Should have that dismount coming up soon, but maybe not soon enough. Ooh, just in time. He gets under the tower, it's just the 1-for-1, but it might turn into more as Cian has to flash away, but Killer Queen needs to be careful of Drakthar's damage. Drakthar doing so much, it's going to get one. It's still the 1-for-1, 2-for-2 across the map. He overheats once again, getting those fists flying, but Coded has the dash. It's coming down to 100 health, and it's a double kill for Coded.
Yeah, Coded just having the greatest strength in the 2v2, but heads back.
Disaster. He's on the wrong side of the tracks. He doesn't know.
He doesn't know.
He lacks critical information. He does not know.
He doesn't know, and it's 2 kills over to Coda. That's huge for him. They're gonna be able to turn back, but let's see. It's just huge chunks of damage onto Vinboys, and I can only assume some sort of flash Q or just the E landing. That's all they need. Elio decides, I'm gonna go on to Shine. Bizbo gets away with first blood, so he's happy. He gets the better end of the trade. But back into it, it is a dead Killer Queen, and Glory gets away on the skin of his teeth.
Once again, a Kindred doesn't look very good in VCSB.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's just the case.
We'll have to
They
see.
They could have had the Rumble.
Yeah, we'll have to see how this actually played out, but judging by Bizbo's priority, it looks like it may have been a counter gank from Drakthar.
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
it was. And just
that is a brutal counter gank.
Just the wraparound, hops on top of him, hops away, and yeah, they're still hopeful. I mean, that's still looking good for Luxury, especially up here in this top lane. Pickaxe to double Dorans. Double buffs as well for Coded. He's just having a grand old time. These 2 kills rocketed him ahead.
Ooh.
And now, really good work from Bizbo and Shine to make sure Killer Queen can get this mark.
Ooh.
I don't know
No,
if
he didn't get it. Drakthar took the camp, and Killer Queen is dead.
Oh, no. So, I get the desire to commit for the mark, and counter jungling is always a team job, and it starts off well. There's good pressure from Bizbo, but he backs off away from through the turret back to his ADC instead of backing up his jungler. If Bizbo walks through that river, there's good chance through that jungle rather. There's a decent chance that there's just too much CC for them to really burst it down. But as it is, it's a plate traded for a jungler. And Drakthar is loving his time right now, just rocking on ahead with the 3 kills to his name. Full penetration, got his penetration boots under wraps, so he is gonna melt targets if he throws his flame spitter at him.
Yeah, absolutely. This Rumble is so far ahead. Has that level 5. Should be able to get access to that equalizer fairly soon. Once again, finds Killer Queen completely unable to get onto the map.
Drakthar is just beautifully tracking this Kindred, not having any opportunity to have an impact. Every time they go for something, Rumble is there to punish. And this is a really good showing from Drakthar. Just, he's not making super proactive plays, but he's a Rumble on a team with not too much CC to work with. He can't be super proactive, but he's always in the right spot to react and make these plays happen. But they're looking maybe at Blazers, but really it's just because he's waiting for camps to spawn, doesn't have bot lane on the map, so he can't set up around the dragon. And this could set up something very nicely could set up Killer Queen's ability to take this dragon as this bot lane roams towards mid.
Yeah. As there is that bot lane roam, as you pointed out. This keeps Glory honest. He has to sit back, can't go for any crazy plays. Killer Queen moving over, just helping get the shove so that Blazers can get a reset, I assume. Or they're just going to roam up, try and play around the Herald when it does spawn. But BTS on the other side will be picking up the Cloud Drake.
Yeah, they locked him down. They locked down a Scuttle Crab for a Dragon Trade, which, it's an option. It's something you can do, and it was something that they chose to do. But, and we're just looking at this top lane. Have to say, Sen, he's done okay despite the hole he was put into early. Managing to build his executioners. Able to stay relatively close within 10 CS of Coated, who had a huge advantage plus double buffs. So I'm moderately impressed with this player so far. Keen to see him progress. Keen to see if he can make big plays come to teamfights. But Killer Queen is just having a real bad time of it.
Yeah, I mean, Killer Queen is almost completely irrelevant this game. Elio in some trouble. There's the Killer Instinct. The teleport will be called as well. Featherstorm, but he flashes away from the Blade Call. And honestly, I think the teleport was overkill, but Blazers will get the assist.
Yeah, absolutely overkill. Killer Queen rushing to the mid lane so he can stop Glory from taking too much off that mid lane tower, but it's going to be mid lane plates and a Rift Herald in response, so good play, clapback from BTS responding to the play, not being able to join in with the teleport. But that is another 2 kills going over to Shine, and it's just them not respecting this early game Leona damage.
Oh, hang on, we have a huge fight. We have a huge fight, the picture-in-picture. As Sen moves forward, Killer Queen's in a lot of trouble. There's a good shockwave, but it's just going to be damage. The Herald goes to Drakthar, and the Kindred and Coded are both dead.
Yeah, 2 major kills and the objective to BTS. They can also deny another mark. So there's Raptor Camp spawning in just the right time. Let's see how it all picks off here. It's Glory and Drakthar taking it. They try for the collapse, but the damage is just too much from Drakthar and Glory. They delete Coated immediately. And good try from Blazers, but he's way too late to the play.
Sure. And this is now BTS with a slight gold lead and access to the Rift Herald is equalized the early disasters in the top side and gotten them into a very good position. They have this very powerful Rumble. The biggest criticism this Rumble gets is when people don't use it to get ahead early. And now that it's ahead early, there's no complaints.
Yeah, there's only one real complaint I can have left for it, and that's how he uses his equalizer come the mid to late game team fights. But looking at where this gold is distributed, a lot of it for GLX has landed onto Bisbo, picking up 2 of the kills in the bot lane. But it's still Shine getting decently ahead of his opposite number, but on the other side, it is all packed in onto Drakthar. This is a disgustingly fed Rumble. And he's making his way down to even up the bot lane. Make sure turn it back into a fair fight.
Yeah, I don't know if they have to go for the dive. He actually is just backing off. I thought maybe they drop the Rift Herald, but no, they just completely end the play. Just decide, no, don't want to do anything silly.
Definitely couldn't find an angle in there. And so good call. Probably going to make his way into the mid lane. That's more likely where he can make a play. If they catch Blazers unawares, they can rocket jump on top of him, drop an equalizer on the slowed target, and just try their best to use the pressure of the Rift Herald plus the Tristana to break open that mid lane turret and really accelerate control over the game.
Yeah. Now, we do return to a little bit of peace. The pace of the game is not quite what we're used to in the VCS.
What do you mean? It's kill a minute.
Yeah,
Bit less,
yeah, I mean,
but
no, still, there's been. I mean, I haven't had to talk for the last 40 seconds. Like that's
True.
too slow.
True.
But let's sort of take stock of the situation because BTS have brought the gold back to even, but it is an enormous lead in the jungle, which means that there is quite the opposite in other positions.
Yeah, you're looking at the sidelines, and that's where BTS is faltering a little bit. The bot lane especially has just had a really rough time of it, being 2v2 killed a number of times. Now they're bringing them into the mid lane. Now they're going to try and get some gold back onto them thanks to this Rift Herald, and they are going on to Blazers.
Oh, Blazers! He's in a lot of trouble. Is that going to be enough damage? It is! Tristana will get the kill. Magnet Storm goes in. Only really pulls onto Elio. It's not quite enough. As there's the grinder firing up. Urgot's got the kill. Coded is burned down and killed by Trist. On the other side, the Featherstorm will kill the Kai'Sa. That is 4 kills in the mid lane as BTS stop the fight.
They absolutely wreck the team fight. It's going to get them a second dragon. It's going to net them this mid lane turret. And with that broken mid lane, they can just walk into Killer Queen's jungle and put him even further behind. He's down 20 CS. He's 0 and 5. Drakthar is just a monster. And my god, Glory starting that off with a huge play. Sahin coming in as well, getting a clutch ultimate down. And it looks like Coded was going to do a lot of damage on the backside, but just could not stand up to Drakthar and the damage he is putting out with this build so far. He's so far ahead, but, you know, jungle being what it is, he still doesn't have a mythic yet.
Yeah.
No mythic for you.
It's true, but it's not that big. That Night Harvester will obviously help, but he's okay. As they just keep stacking on up. That is now a 0-5 Killer Queen. Bit of a disaster.
Yeah, he is not really coming into this meta so well in this tournament. He has seemed to struggle a lot off the Udyr, not really finding his feet on the Kindred, I have to say. There are probably better picks that they should look towards. Maybe you fall back to your Olaf. Maybe you just put high priority on first picking that Udyr, but it is sort of looking like it's falling apart for Killer Queen in this tournament, and that's really upsetting to see from this really impressive rookie in the spring split.
Yeah, seems like perhaps it was a bit of a flash in the pan, but it's certainly not over. This game 1 is looking very, very difficult for G Media, though. As BTS does have this
2,000 gold in the jungle.
Yeah,
by the way.
Brutal. There's an equalizer down onto Coded, but he does have reinforcements coming. This might have been a little bit too far, as Drakthar has to run.
Yeah, he's gonna get bailed out by Elio. They did buy enough time for Vinboys to take down that tower. Traded on the other side by Shine, but they but BTS can convert to the Rift Herald well. Just LX now. Luxury just has to sort of walk away, take the gold they've earned, try and make the most of it, and look for another angle into it. Try and get these big shockwaves off of a Bispo ball delivery. Because right now, they are just getting slaughtered in team fights and have been skirmished to absolute death as Killer Queen has been read like a book.
Yeah, absolutely. Killer Queen does finally manage to get that Kraken Slayer, but look at the two junglers' inventories, and it truly is a little bit of class warfare going on, as Drakthar, clearly a member of the ruling class at the moment,
And I mean,
this far
look at
ahead.
mid
And with a
lane.
Rift Herald.
I mean,
mid lane as well. Yeah.
2 completed items to a bunch of components. It's not looking good for Blazers. He's not going to be having that impact until he gets something completed. He should be approaching that Ludens. There we are, picking up that blasting wand. But it's just so... They're just so far in the hole in this mid jungle that... Even though Top's still looking good, Top's still ahead of his counter, Coted's not going to be able to get anything done.
Oh,
especially if this happens.
Speaking of... Wait, what was that Coted flash? That was interesting. I'm not sure if he flashed and actually hit Glory. Drakthar's going to go down. I need a replay of what just happened. But it is a big shutdown over to Killer Queen, so that's pretty good for him.
The flash looked like it cancelled the Glory auto, which is interesting. But
would have also given healing in that case. If that connected, it's a nuts play out of Coded.
yeah, I don't know what's going on. But either way, it's a 1-for-1, but it's actually a huge win for Luxury, as it's a massive shutdown onto Killer Queen, gets him back into the game, slows Drakthar down. They're not able to drop the Rift Herald off the pick, and now they're going to have to just sort of hang on to it and utilize it to pick up this dragon. Drop it into the bot lane, force that tower open, and you can walk in, force them to respond, take the dragon. This is... I mean, they'll probably drop it mid because, haha, mid priority, but I think with what you have on the map, dropping a bot lane is the correct move to force priority somewhere.
It's interesting. I think it depends, because I think there's a decent chance Tristana's about to get left alone with the tower, in which case you don't need to use the Herald at all.
True. If they just concede the map, you can just take it.
Oh, there's the Herald summon. Okay.
Yeah, there it is. It means that if they do need to make their way into the top into the fight,
actually going to be pretty bad. I think Blazers just kills it.
Yeah, Blazers does just kill it, but it does mean Blazers can't participate in the fight. So they have to give up this dragon. That's going to be soul point given over. It's a second Rift Herald anyway. It's not the most valuable thing in the world, but hey, it's a kind of a dodgy Rift Herald, but you get a free dragon with no chance of contest. It's more than okay, and the top lane is now under siege for Luxury. Will be a little bit of gold back into their pockets, but this lead has come up to 3k. Will drop down a little bit just after this turret take. Yep, 3k. Perfect. It's
pretty much bang on.
Exactly. It's looking good for BTS.
Yeah, I think that is very fair to say. They are quite far ahead, and their composition is hardly a slouch as the game goes on. That double ADC and 2 ADCs with good range as well. We've seen the effect low range comps have, and it's not pretty. But this BCS lineup should have no problem with that. Vinboys is set up to have a very impactful Kai'Sa performance, and Glory is already having a very impactful Tristana performance.
Yeah,
How does Luxury get back in this one, Navi?
How indeed. You're looking for a god flank or from Coded, or simply just a good pick from Bizbo. We've seen BTS be a little bit hype, get a little bit hyphy, get over aggressive, and then they can just get caught out like this from Bizbo.
Of which, Bizbo flies in. There is a shockwave, but it doesn't do a huge amount. Drakthar drops the equalizer, but he knows he's dead. And you said it's a good pick, and that's a damn good one.
It's 5v1.
They're pinging Baron.
It's 5v1. That's about 2k of the gold lead just taken away, and they are pinging Baron. It's the jungler as well. Sehin too far away. BTS, it's rough. They don't have the equalizer. They don't have the best in terms of AoE damage to threaten the pit. So
it's gone.
Oh, Elio!
There's the Magnet Storm. They're going in late. Glory is still there, doing a lot of damage. The Lamb's Respite getting work done. There's the Blade caller too early, but it doesn't matter. They're cleaning up the kills. Killer Queen is the next target, setting bearing down, and it'll be Vinboys that gets the kill. Over the wall goes Glory. He's got the bomb ticking. He will die, but in return, Vinboys avenges him. And it's a Baron for Luxury, but an ace for BTS.
4v5, by the way. With Baron buff on the side of Luxury, they just clam the rail down on top of them, and the damage from Glory is insane. Look at this. The Baron is already gone by the time the engage is called, but catches them leaving the pit. The AoE damage is just nuts from the bomb explosion, and from the pass-through from the feathers. The fear is beautiful. They run through Luxury, and it's insane. This last kill, Glory gives himself up, but he removes the Baron. That's what's crucial. Baron gone completely from the side of Luxury, and one pick turned into a Baron. Good play, but my god, that team fight was just beautiful from BTS, and Luxury just looked lost.
Yeah, 100%. That Baron buff completely wiped away. That's a bit of a disaster, but I suppose the gold lead didn't really change. It's still just 3k, so Luxury aren't any worse off.
So, I mean, yeah, the Baron's flat gold is worth about a kill, is like a kill to each person. Then you just killed 5 people, so it's about 5 kills to each team. So gold is exactly the same, but BTS gonna have a huge mental edge, but it's actually Luxury making the first call, grouping up around this mid lane. They really want the pressure, really want to make sure they have full control over this river, because in 1 minute, BTS are gonna have to flex their team fighting muscles again, and this time, they should have Drakthar with them.
Hopefully. There's the Rumble ult. Placed just to zone a little bit.
Yeah. They used it as a bit of soft engage to try and let Elio get close to them and have the hard engage come down, but it's actually going to be turned around.
Speaking of hard engage, there it is. Elio is taken off the rift. And BTS just have to back off once again. They lose a member right before an objective.
Yeah, and you'll have to look at the vision. There was just a ward in that little river brush and that banana bush, and that has what caught
Killer
Elio.
Queen, careful.
Careful, buddy.
He dies. It is soul point for BTS. This is a very important dragon. I think Luxury have full control.
Yeah.
And yeah, they do. BTS will back off, but any mistake there would have been costly.
Yeah, BTS just going to give that one up. It's not a huge loss for them. They just need to have better vision control. Both sweepers are just up for BTS. They really should have made better use of their vision. Don't try and cheek a reset if you're not sure about vision. And we need to see better warding come out from BTS. This is what has been their downfall. Catches onto Drakthar, catches onto Elio. They need to stop that. If they stop that, it's an easy win. But these small picks are what's keeping Luxury in the game, what's stopping BTS from just hammering in those nails, picking up the Infernal, getting priority over Baron. It's only due to really, really fantastic team fighting out of this team that the gold hasn't completely swung into Luxury's favor.
For sure. Let's see. As it continues, as this Orianna, this control mage, becomes more and more relevant, the Kindred slowly catching up, slowly assembling their items. Ooh, Glory gets away from that solar flare easily enough. We'll be able to catch this wave completely safely.
And you can see the problem about it with their vision scores on jungle and support. They are quite a bit behind their opposing number, and it shouldn't be that case when you've been winning the whole game. You should be miles ahead in vision score. Because it's so easy to just walk in and clear wards. It's so easy to just place wards that can't be reached by Luxury that it's really just a disaster. And it's only Glory that's really kind of carrying the weight of the vision for his team.
100% they are. As once again, things have lulled a little bit after that enormous Baron fight. Drakthar still very strong, but as the game goes on, the Rumble lead means less and less as Killer Queen's in a lot of trouble. The Lamb's Respite is good, but Glory is better as he picks up the kill onto the jungler.
Solo Bola?
Not quite.
Yeah, no. Well, no one got an assist, so... But,
true.
But there you go. It's a dead jungler. Just a smidgen too early, but... So you're kind of thankful for that if you're Luxury, that there's still time for Killer Queen to respawn and get back onto the map, but they do have to concede so much Baron control right now. Even committing the teleport from Sehin, they are going to come straight onto this.
I don't think Killer Queen can get there. This Baron melts with the double ADCs.
Yeah, look, to be fair...
He's still got to run to the Baron pit.
To be fair, I didn't expect them to start it on spawn, but that is a beautiful shockwave.
Oh, but the big feathers coated gets so much healing.
Oh, Elio.
They're doing their absolute best. Elio does well. There's a really good equalizer sectioning off the fight. But Baron is playing for Luxury as he picks up the kill onto Elio. And now BTS have to evacuate. Sehin has been caught. He flashes, but Shine has the killer instinct to move forward. And now it's Luxury moving into the Baron pit.
Baron is just a big bait. Don't go for Baron anymore, fellas. It's not good for your health. And the turn from BTS was just really bad. There was started with a beautiful shockwave, which just put them into disarray, so they couldn't get that combo down of the rel into the equalizer. It was such a scattered fight from BTS, and the target selection from Luxury just cut them down one at a time. It's Baron for GLX now. They should be able to use that to regain gold, push themselves into the lead as they've brought it back to within 1k. But in a minute, this next dragon is going to have to be the site of another fight, because BTS, you really don't want to just give up dragons, especially if they're infernals. You really want to try and grab that soul as quickly as you can.
Yeah, they for sure do, but with this Baron buff, it's going to be hard for anyone to contest a dragon. The vision is cleared out. Luxury move in. 30 seconds to that dragon spawn. I don't know if BTS will chance it. Well, let me put it this way. I don't know if BTS should chance it. Knowing them, they will.
Yeah, they committed to clearing out the top side with Sehin. No teleports on this team, so they have to be really careful with their lane assignments. But Ilya, he's hunting. He's looking for a good flank position, but he's so far away from the rest of his team that he could just be turned on. But the dragon is being started up. There's no way for BTS to get close enough. It just dies so quickly.
Oh, shockwave being used onto Sehin. Good spacing. The equalizer buys them a little bit more. Bispo going low, but here comes Coded. He is a big boy Aatrox. Elio on half health. Killer Queen moving forward. He's getting toasty, but he goes down. Now it's a 1-for-1 at the moment. BTS trying to back off, but the health bars are low. And you know Glory wants to press W. Will he get close enough? He will. He goes forward, puts out the bomb. There's the Lamb's Respite. I'm not even sure where that harpoon went. It got in there, and it's a kill being picked up. There's BTS hopping forward once more. And that is 2 extra kills picked up on the back end of the fight.
Glory low-key trolling his Urgot there by Buster shotting his harpoon target away out of the pull range. Eventually, he came back.
I'm pretty sure the pull range is global.
No, I don't think it is. I don't know.
Let's check.
I don't know.
I think the pull range is global. I think if you have the harpoon in you, you're going.
Yoinked it, but either way, yoinked him right back in, and that's a 3-for-1 overall. Easy pickup. They do lose the dragon, but it pulls their gold a little bit further ahead yet again. Back to 2k. It's been a rough back and forth, but we're still seeing BTS coming up in most of these team fights. It's just a matter of where can GLX cause enough chaos that the combos get scattered.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy play on the back end. What do you think so far of Sehin? This is the first time we've seen him.
Moderately impressed. I'm so far I think he's mostly interchangeable with Ryuk, but it's one game. But I've been relatively impressed. His laning seemed quite fine up against Coated, even because despite the fact he was put in a hole. But his team fighting has been pretty solid on the Urgot so far. I do have to complain though about Glory and Vinboys to a lesser extent, because they have built the Gale Force, which is fine on its own, but because Glory in particular has shifted to picking up this Guardian Angel, he is just not putting out the damage he really needs to cut through Coated, especially because he's got...
hang on, we've got a big fight as there's a huge engage on top of the Rumble carpet. The perfect combo for BTS. It's got them 2 so far. Sehin now moving forward, does not have access to that harpoon anymore. It's been used. They're bearing down on Coated. He's got a lot of healing. Can he go 1-for-1? He cannot. And that is more members of Luxury wiped away from the map. 3-for-1 in the favor of BTS.
They completely clean up the team fight and can... they probably don't have the ability to run it down and end, but they... And the waves, look at the side waves. They are in beautiful position for Luxury. In the end, it's just going to be gold traded over. No objectives. They can't take turrets. They can't get pressure anywhere. And you saw how long it was taking to chunk through Coated, and it's because they've stopped through this really low DPS build from Glory. He's gotten a Storm Razor and a Phantom Dancer instead of picking up an LDR or an Infinity Edge. He's just not cranking out the damage he needs to deal with this front line, especially when there's a Randuin's built on the Aatrox. Now, Vinboys, he should be able to chunk through at pretty comfortable speeds, but it's just, if they had it earlier, they probably come through team fights a lot faster, have higher health bars, and can deal with Coated a lot more effectively. And Leona too, she is getting very tanky right now.
Yeah, for sure. I agree with you. I do have some questions about Glory's build, but with how far ahead both of these ADCs are, I'm not sure how much of an impact it will really have. They are extremely accelerated. Let's see. This game is only 4K apart at 33 minutes. That is a very small gold lead for this stage in the game. Baron spawns in 8 seconds. Dragon in 30.
Yeah, Baron's going to be up first, but I think if I'm BTS, I just let it sit. I don't think Luxury are going to be cutting through it too quickly. You just need to be enough of a dissuasive force if they rush towards it that you can send one person to Dragon, pick that up before Baron goes down, and even if it does, you can then probably take the fight with Infernal Soul. And now look at this Glory hovering really close to this Dragon Pit, and now BTS, they just need to run interference, give Glory the time to burst it down. It's not long, especially with Shine back in base.
But they're not doing it. They're actually just going to take the fight. Oh, I think BTS, this is a really split call. I think you just take the soul and survive the Baron. But no, they're going to go in. Rumble ult doing so much damage to Killer Queen. He nearly dies to it. There's now a teleport into the base, Marby. But it doesn't go off. The Solar Flare stops it. And now it's an engage. The Lamb's Respite is used. The Harpoon is launched. The Grinder grinds. And Sehin now moving forward onto Blazing. This is a hard one to track. Vinboys is going low. He has to try and win this fight with Shine. Flashes away. Gets crit. Can't do it. 2v2. Glory and Sehin versus Coated and Shine. In the end, it's just a disengage. But that was some awful communication from BTS.
But now Shine is just going to go pick up this dragon. Coated just needs to run interference. That's all he needs
Here
to do.
It is. They're getting onto Glory. Glory's dead. Sehin can do nothing. And they are off the map. Disaster.
They're off
for
the
BTS.
map, and these two can easily duo Baron. It's just, they chased into darkness. They needed to commit to the soul, but because they didn't, they wanted the fight, it gave Shine the opportunity to return. It was a split call from multiple angles. It was BTS trapped in the middle. Now they lose Baron. Now they're gonna lose Dragon because GLX is back on the map first, and it's back to Soul, and now GLX is on Soul Point.
This was horrible from BTS.
They tried to...
Really. They did 3 things at once.
Yeah.
That was horrifically bad. Sehin channeling a team fight, a teleport, in the middle of the river. Glory clearly saying, let's just get Soul. Let's just get Soul. And he's right, by the way. And then the team saying, no, let's go to fight at Baron. I do not understand how this team can do 3 things at once and fail at all 3 of them. Really bad by BTS, and now they're in a horrible position in this game.
It's simple. You don't commit to anything. If you try and do 3 things but don't commit, look, they just try and disrupt Baron. Look, if Glory was taking Dragon right now, everything's fine. You've disrupted the Baron. You've delayed it so long. Sehin's teleport is just stupid and foolhardy. He pulls Bizbo out, but he's so far away from the rest of the fight, there's no opportunity for a fear. Vinboys is completely isolated. Coated is just so hard to get past because they can't chunk through him. Glory can't kill Coated.
Yeah, he can't. He doesn't do enough damage. It's not a good Tristana build. This is really, really disappointing. At this point, BTS is in a doomed if you do, doomed if you don't situation.
And
they
here
have
is
to
the
walk
worst
into the
thing.
river.
Here is the worst thing. They are walking blind into this, and they're stacked up. So that first Q from Aatrox hits them both. If they're separated, if Sehin is going first, Glory has a chance to survive. And if Glory, it comes down to who dies first, Glory or Shine. If Shine died first, they can probably kill Coated. But because Glory died almost instantly by being knocked up, it's Luxury that wins. It's Luxury that can turn it to the Baron, can turn it to the Dragon, and now BTS is behind in goal for the first time this game. And they are just... That team fight magic is just gone.
Yeah, 100% gone. As the siege on the mid inhib will continue. It's about to go down. The equalizer is used, but it's only going to be tickling Baron minions as Luxury very easily walk forward. This is a pretty horrific throw by BTS. And I don't know if they can bounce back in this game, but they need to bounce back in game 2.
I mean, this game is still insanely close. It's 2k at 40 minutes. It's a negligible gold lead. There's finally a Lord Dominic's regard onto Glory, so he can actually do damage now to the Aatrox, but it's still just so little, so late. It needs that Infinity Edge to really punch through these tanks. And it all comes down to one team fight. Whoever wins the next team fight wins the game. It's just I don't know if BTS are able to win it anymore. It comes down to this Elio.
It's a big engage, but the Lamb's Respite is immediately used. The Harpoon goes out, it drags him in, but it doesn't get the kill because that is a GA. Shine will go down. This is not a good start here for BTS, but can they get it on the backside? I don't think they can. It is just Sehin and a reviving person coming back up. They do pick up one to the tower. Vin boys, you have to do it all. He can't, and it is just Sehin on the Urgot. The headsman will live, but that will be it.
Sehin's ultimate usage has been awful these past few fights. He's pulling someone out of the fight and running the hell away. I know that there is a Kindred ultimate, but getting an AoE fear is much more important than getting that execute.
But he wouldn't have gotten the AoE fear regardless. There was a Guardian Angel. He didn't get the kill.
It doesn't matter. It's just
You don't get the fear if you don't get the kill. That wasn't the issue. The issue was everything else. But what matters now is the Nexus falling. BTS were winning for most of the game, but not for long enough. That'll be it. That'll be the game. 1-0 for Luxury. BTS have a lot of thinking to do. We will be back in about 10 minutes with the VCS English Analyst Desk. Don't go anywhere. We'll see you soon. Welcome back, everybody. It is game 2 of BTS taking on Luxury. The winner goes to the VCS. The loser has to face Box tomorrow. We have a long way to go. It is a best of 5 after all, and it's only a 1-0 lead for Luxury. But it was quite the game, you could say. Welcome back to the VCS English Analyst Desk. Clockwork, what was your take on game 1?
Okay, so let's say this, despite not being yet a VCS game, it was fully a VCS game. It was very like in the style that we all expected. Not that we all wanted, maybe, but it was definitely the up and down, back and forth fiesta that these two teams we were sure that it was going to be this way. And you pointed out that a lot of mistakes happened on both sides. But before we start the next series, I really want to shine light on Luxury's AD carry, because I think that in the later stages of the game, of the game 1, he had a couple of pop-off moments, a couple of clutch team fights that really made the difference. And considering how much flack that we have given to Shine during Spring Split, I think this is a nice step up that he's doing, and I want to see more of this in the following games.
Yeah. I'm just tilted to the off the face of the earth due to BTS's decision making. That call around Dragon, where Glory wants to take Dragon, secure the soul, and all they needed to do to dissuade the Baron was drop an equalizer. If they'd done that, that would have been perfect. But instead, I'm gonna have to use the BTS button. I don't want to use the BTS button. Don't make me use a BTS. I'll use it.
Nabi, consider though the branding opportunity that BTS has now to rename themselves Bean2 Split.
Or big throw suck. I don't know. Look.
BTS stands for please go home.
It was not a very good first game. I mean, the start of the game was fantastic for BTS, as we do head into draft, but it all fell apart in the mid-game. The wheels came off the wagon. We'll have to see if they can bounce back. I definitely think they can. This series is by no means over, as Varus, Udyr, Thresh, and Renekton have been removed. What do the two of you want to see out of the draft?
Rumble, first pick.
I'm still hoping for the Luxury. Can you stop disappointing me? Play the Lee Sin. Give Coated, give the man a chance to play Lee Sin. This is all I want to see from this series. But also maybe Morgana or these kind of new jungle picks can help Drakthar in being more impactful. Luxury savantly takes the Rumble away because Drakthar was really performing in the first stages. And this is wise from Luxury. Let's see if Versus Sky can still give a window for their star jungler, if you can say that, to perform as in the first game. By the way, there's Yuke in the top lane again.
Yep.
Yeah,
Go ahead, sorry.
They've decided to bring Ryuk in. Probably a bit more of a slightly more veteran presence. And thank you, Drakthar, picking Morgana. Whew. Thank you.
Very good. Like, I was a little bit worried because Morgana hasn't been getting played. They weren't going to get access to the Rumble and the Udyr was banned. I was worried for BTS, but they end up going to the Morgana. They recognize that it's a very strong pick. So all is well in the world, as it is going to be the Tristana locked in. Presumably that goes to Blazers. He does like his ADCs in the mid lane.
Yeah, it has definitely shown up in the bot lane as well as somewhat of an answer to the Kai'Sa, but so definitely lots of options available there. I imagine Burst the Sky will probably just hold on to their mid lane pick to make sure that's not a Tristana mid lane, and round out with the support of their own Nautilus springs to mind as the obvious pickup. But who knows? Who knows with BTS? Could easily just pick up a Galio for no reason.
They certainly could. I wouldn't necessarily hate Galio as a pick, but they do go for a Rel instead. They had a lot of success with it in that first game. Clockwork, where do you think these two drafts are going to be going?
Okay, so now Luxury has already a good setup for team fights because the Leona Ultimate and the Rumble Ultimate make me think that Luxury really wants this big 5v5s, so something in the top lane that can help in that regard. Um, I expect something like that, uh, plus some counter matchup for Coated if they can manage. They also lack an AD carry. Maybe no, Varus is taken away.
Well, there
What's it? Yeah,
is
maybe Faya could be.
Tristana can
Uh,
still be the AD carry, of course.
Tristana can be flexed. Burst the Sky. It's like they're still a bit more flexible. I think they have a bit more option. Kai'Sa pretty much fits into any comp, but maybe they will try to get a bit more oomph in the early game and try to snowball the lane. So I expect something, some very aggressive laner in the mid. Lucian has been banned away by Luxuries, smartly so. They want to take away this option. And there's a Yone ban, also very smart in makes sense with what I'm saying. Sadly, before handing the ball to Mabi, mm, I really want to see some Lulu Kog'Maw, but both teams seem to be sticking on their heavy guns of Leona and Rel for the crowd control, for the tankiness, which makes sense considering how much stuff happens throughout the game.
Yeah, I was honestly gonna predict a Nah with those bans put forth by BTS, but it's gonna be just the Aatrox lock in, and mid lane can be just about anything. Zoe is open for Blazers, a very safe blind pick. Interested to see what Glory would take into that. He has definitely the experience of knowing how to play into it because he plays it himself extremely well. But it could be. Nope, it's going to be the sort of poke composition coming out with the Zoe lock in. Very, very strong setup for teamfights, but if they get engaged on, they should collapse. And now I'm looking to see, does Glory go for something that sort of enhances the engage somewhat? Maybe an Oriana to speed up the rel, or just a Victor to do the complete opposite of that.
I mean,
It makes a lot of sense.
the Victor is a lot of AoE damage in the late game. It's a strong scaling pick. This is tricky though for BTS because that is a strong poke comp by Luxury. Jace, if Jace and Zoe, because remember as well, Rumble ult on a sleeping target doesn't wake them up.
Yep.
You just die. Unless the
Wow.
Rumble has Night Harvester. If the Rumble has Night Harvester, that'll wake them up. But yeah, it's a rough combo. It's a deadly poke comp. The question is, can Luxury execute it?
Yeah, it's gonna
Both,
be
both
interesting.
compositions. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Both compositions have the dumb one special of AP mid jungle duo. So I don't really like it that much, but this makes me think that both teams are going to be focusing to bring the action in the top lane when they have mixed damage with the Aatrox, with the Jace, and it can make more sense to put time and effort to snowball that lane. So that's where I expect the action to be going.
Marby, what do you think about these compositions?
I think both these compositions run into similar problems in that their engage is all centered around their supports. They have pick tools, of course, with Drakthar and Zoe Bubble, Dark Binding and Sleepy Trouble Time.
Be Trouble Bubble.
So that's the one. But
You got there.
I think overall, as the game progresses, BTS in theory should have the stronger sort of 5v5 team fight, but if Luxury can hold on to their position, can control the map properly, which BTS did struggle with, they should be able to find good poke onto targets and have complete control over objectives, and then set up devastating sieges if they can ever get a Baron.
And Clockwork, as we begin our march onto the Rift, what are your final thoughts, and who is winning game 2?
I'm going with BTS again. I won't give up with the prediction because Luxury had a teamfight composition rounded out in the first phase, but then they picked up 2 poke solo lanes, which I think are completely perpendicular to the initial thought. So I'm gonna go with BTS again.
Well, speaking of BTS, there's 5 of them on the bot side, but Bizbo, with a nose for trouble, wards it out, and nothing will happen.
Sixth sense from Bisbo, just knowing I should put a ward in this bush. Gets away, loses 10 gold. That's, big success to BTS. They're on the board, but they've got CS already. They're just gonna win. That's just how it works. But no, we're gonna have to see. It should be GLX making a lot of the early moves, unless we might see Drakthar make his way into the bot lane and try and pair up with Ilio and just shut down Shine. Because without the Tristana being a good consistency threat, there may be times where Ryu can just roll over the back line on this, whatever it's called, the Aatrox.
There you go.
But we are seeing, because of this 5-man gank, this cheesy level 1, they are going to be spotted, but the early sweeper is quite nice from Drakthar. Can just clean that out, and the rest of his path is can be very hidden. They don't know if he's going to go. They probably know where he's going to go because it's a Morgana.
Let's be real.
If he wanted to do something cheesy, he could.
It's true. He could do something cheesy, so they do have to respect that. But it's a Morgana. It's pretty telegraphed. It's just going to be a 6-camp clear. And then going for the scuttle. Once again, the junglers have started on opposite sides of the map. That should ward off the early scuttle scuffle, as they should just be able to take one each, no problem. Glory and Blazers. Glory actually does get the early priority. Not too surprising as a Victor, but it should equalize pretty quickly.
Yeah, getting that laser early, and
Ooh.
it's just
Whoa.
bot diff.
That is a big old bot diff. That's just a 2v2 kill.
Yeah, they're not, Vin boys, Elia, you're not respecting the level 2. The level 2 all in from this bot lane is disgusting, and they punish Vin boys. He is so easy to get on top of. It's just an E into a W, and it's just a dead Kai'Sa.
How do you die at level 2 with Cleanse and Flash? That has to be a misplay. I refuse to believe there is a passage of play that you should die there. Well, I need to see a replay. He must have used his cleanse badly.
I can only assume so, because, look, there is a lot of damage in this 2v2. Leona does a disgusting amount of damage early on.
Yeah, I agree, but...
Yeah, look, Vin boys, it's just... Yeah.
This is a disaster for the bot lane. Yeah, they've used all 4 of their summoner spells. Luxury only used 2, and Luxury got the first blood.
Yep.
Absolute disaster for the bot lane here for BTS. And look, if you're getting bot gapped by Shine, maybe you're not VCSA ready.
We have to be a little bit... we need to ease up on what we know about Shine. We know Shine had a rough spring split, but we have seen huge turnarounds from players. Like the entire SGB roster.
We have, but we can only go off what we've seen. And I think it's pretty inarguable that in spring, Shine was the worst player in the league.
Yeah. I think you could make a case for TH, but either way, he was definitely the worst in position, but now Drakthar's going to try and make things happen.
Coded's in a lot of trouble, hits the Dark Binding, and the Jace immediately flashes.
Yeah, very nice play from Coded. Just knocking away the Aatrox, flashing out. Wastes a little bit of time for Drakthar, but he's going to be right back into farming. And now it's Killer Queen looking to get a cheeky invade onto the Gromp camp. Or he might just turn it into a gank because he's Blazers as well. And there's nothing Vinboys can do. They have no summoners.
Yep, they are super dead. Bisbo doing a good job tanking some shots. They might be able to turn it around onto Shine, but no, he doesn't have aggro. The first kill comes in, but Glory arrives, uses the gravity field, running forward. Rel's picked up a kill. Luxury has gone too deep, Marby. They have gone too deep. They've gotten kills back. Killer Queen will be going down to Ryuk one day. There it is. Finally, the Rumble falls.
3 for 1 in the entire trade, and it's just so much gold back into the pockets of BTS. They are still quite far behind. There's a lot of gold lost for Ryuk in terms of teleporting down. He is now a good chunk of CS behind. There's also a huge CS lead in the mid lane and in the bot lane itself. So these kills, while nice, are not quite enough to... Whoa, my stream. Okay.
Struggle.
Alright, we're back.
Alright, we back? Okay. Continue your point.
It's a nice injection of gold and brings them back within 400, but it is still not looking good just in terms of how these teams are playing out. Just general laning phase. It took a massive overstep from GLX to suffer 3 kills, and they're still ahead in gold.
Yep. And now it is Glory getting some bits for his evolution as well from that. So a very good fight back for BTS.
That is true. The kill and the assist on Glory should be very good.
Ryuk in a bit of trouble, but Killer Queen didn't really activate the play. Blazers arrives, but there's a minion wave in the way. Ryuk turns on the ultimate. He's dodging everything, and they're just soloing out Blazers. What has Luxury just done?
Oh, and okay, a little bit of miscommunication. They could have probably picked up another onto Killer Queen if Ryuk had followed up that dark binding, but Blazers just getting a little too ahead of himself, and that's more gold onto the Aatrox. He's gonna become a big fella, and Glory just gets to free farm. He's caught up in CS. He's well on his way. He should have his first evolution under his belt. Seems to have gone for the Q, I would believe, if he hasn't got the E. So, very good to see out of them, but this bot lane is still a pressure point for BTS that Luxury can just threaten time and time again. They should win every 2v2. They should be getting relatively close to level 6. And this could be disastrous. Vinboys just can't do anything. He can't get near the wave.
Yeah, this is a bit of a bot gap, to say the least. He does have the E.
Okay, he has E.
He does have the E. Yeah. The death rate, that makes sense. It's the wave clear one. It's the one you want to take unless you desperately need more move speed, which he doesn't in the matchup. Elio gets chunked, but they put a little bit back onto Bisbo. Not a fair trade by any means. And now Killer Queen lumbering down to the bot lane has the equalizer. Blazers is here as well. The Zenith Blade will land. Vinboys is completely sectioned out. They will manage to get 1 kill back, but it's a 2 for 1 unless Glory can do something incredible. He starts it off pretty damn well, but he will now be taking a nap. The Chaos Storm is still ticking, has access to the Blast Cone. So in the end, a 2 for 2, but another kill for a Victor.
Another kill for Victor, getting him closer and closer to that late stage. But Vinboys is just deceased. He is not relevant at all. While Shine, he's picked up 2 kills. He's picked up 3 tower plates. And he's just rocketing himself to a massive advantage. And look at this. Elio and Vinboys, they should have known this was coming. Glory would have been calling it, so they should have just backed all the way off, because once that equalizer lands, there's no hope. And Shine stuck around too long.
Trying to get him. No, he lives on 100 health. And actually got Vinboys' flash. I was about to say, Vinboys had flash. You could have flashed the Zenith Blade, and you probably get away, because the Rumble ult doesn't lock you in. But regardless, it's now been used. Shine has been sent back to base. Might be a chance for BTS to get the dragon, but they actually don't want to take that risk. They back off.
Yeah, they want to cycle the camps more for Drakthar, get him rolling, keep his lead growing, and get him getting in a comfortable position. Once they take this bot side jungle, they will probably rotate into it. Shine is only just coming back, has to collect a wave, but we see in the river, there is a Leona looking for something. Will be chased off, though.
Teleport was just used by Coded, so I don't think Luxury are looking for any dragon plays. They would have wanted access to their top laner. He is doing very well up there, it has to be said. 30 CS up over Ryuk. Ryuk does have those 2 kills, but in the plain 1v1, Ryuk has been getting beaten.
Yeah, and it's not just the 30 CS. He's also stopped off and picked up a cull, so he is going to be more than happy. He's going to be getting a lot of gold and accelerating heavily towards that Eclipse. And this Luxury bot lane has full control over River. Drakthar's just sort of lurking around, hoping to get his way into the Dragon Pit, but that should be very well warded. And with the bot lane pressure, if Killer Queen shows up, they have to concede.
Yeah, Killer Queen is currently in base, so there is a gap here where something could happen. I'm trying to figure out if they are actually on the dragon.
Nope, just
Nope,
clearing
they're just
wards.
clearing up wards.
And now with this wave shove, they will probably start it up. Yep, it has been started, pulled out of the pits.
I think
And
this has to be conceded.
yeah, it's just an Ocean Drake at 11 minutes. It's not something you're terrified of. It is going to be a mostly useless Drake. Just getting them closer to that stall point, and it is going to be an Infernal, which means either Cloud Rift or Mountain Rift. I would definitely prefer a Mountain Rift up against a poke composition personally, but you know. Mountain Rift up against... Did I say Cloud Rift up against a poke comp? I don't know.
Ooh, Glory's dead.
That happened.
Observer's been great today. I like that we got to watch farming instead.
Yeah, just
Why would you want to see kills?
looking at this Rift Herald play, just getting a little bit of gold onto Vinboys and Drakthar. But now here comes Blazers to scare them away. But that's a lot of damage onto Elio.
Black Shield is already used, and Bizbo's coming in
Oh,
now.
that's good.
They're just going to go for the turn. That was their only option, and they execute it well. Teleport being committed as well. I don't think Ryuk needed to come.
No, he absolutely did not. That was terrible. That just gives up so much pressure onto this top lane tower. They're not gonna use first brick, most likely, but actually they are, because everyone's leaving the bot lane tower. And yeah, just Glory kind of ganked in the mid lane there. Not much he could do. And we don't need a replay of this, really. It's just they run down, they pop a lot of damage onto Elio, and he gets a great turn, and just they kill Luxury before Luxury can kill them. It seems somewhat like Ryuk was just trying to avoid the gank in the attempt at the top lane, but he definitely didn't need to teleport down.
He's out of there. Hang
Yeah,
on,
he
in
was-
the picture-in-picture, we do have a bit of a fight. I'm not sure if anyone actually went down.
It looks like a
But
bit of
we'll
a
find out.
3v1, so... And Ryuk was on full health and 3 low targets, so I would think, yep, Glory has been targeted again.
Yep.
And...
Makes sense.
Makes a lot of sense. Glory has been sort of the key point of power for BTS, so just targeting him again and again and again and again, and there's just too much CC for him to deal with.
Plays that about as well as he could.
Yeah, like, especially with Killer Queen coming in as well. Ryuk tries to get it back, but he's just not able to. There's too many health bars, too much damage, and yep, we didn't see who first brick went to, but we are gonna see who first coated goes to. Or not.
I think it would have to have been Luxury that got first brick.
Most likely. But
I would be shocked if Coda didn't get it. He does get away from that gank, burns his flash for very little investment for BTS. So they're happy with that one. Now it is just this 2k gold lead roughly for Luxury. One dragon over to BTS, but that is not very meaningful as they move into the mid lane to try and take down this tower.
And they are just putting pressure onto Glory time and time again, because...
Predator, Drakthar moving forward. They just get... Oh, okay. Observers! Really on point today.
Yeah, like...
Are we going to see a kill, do you reckon?
No. No, only replays. And it's just BTS being run around the map. They are trying to catch waves, but they aren't grouping up properly. Drakthar does not look very well practiced as to where he needs to be on this Morgana. He just sort of knows, I can farm really quickly, so I'm going to constantly be on my camps and never really helping my lane. And now that's probably a dead Glory again, because
yeah,
of the bubble.
Glory. Glory is super dead. They did manage to get the Rift Herald, and Kai'Sa can jump over that wall to join the fight. Drakthar flashes over as well. They're doing as much as they can. It's a lot of damage, but it's a double kill for the Zoe immediately. Drakthar will be the next to fall. He can't hit the fadeaway Dark Binding, but now Coded rumbles onto the scene. Bizbo will get joinked back by the chain, but that is Killer Queen with the flamethrower out, burninating the countryside, but he can't do enough. He cannot burn away the Darkened Blade. As Bizbo on the run, he gets knocked up, he gets stunned, and that will be Leona sent back to the mountain.
Yeah, but meanwhile on the bot side, that overall was a 5v4, and it's just more towers, more gold for the Tristana, and here we see actually a really, really nice equalizer, but Ryuk, man, run to the side, don't walk along the entire carpet.
Well, also, if you're going to commit your flash, perhaps flash out of the equalizer,
yeah, that's
and
it.
then use your dash. Ugh.
I'm just like, dash to the side so you're not walking in the fire, but BTS not knowing how to play around this Morgana, just bubbles are landing onto Glory, picking him off time and time again, which is really, really upsetting because he has a good chunk of your damage, especially with Vinboys being so far put down. And at this point, maybe Glory's probably sort of joining him in the pit. Ryuk's really the shining star at the moment because he's been able to pick up a lot of kills on the back end, but he's just coming in and cleaning up fights. If he's there from the start, maybe they actually go better for BTS because he can sort of buy that space Glory and Vinboys need to pump out their own damage.
Yeah, we do head over to the Cloud Rift. That's lucky for BTS. They really didn't want to roll the Mountain Rift against a Zoe. It makes those bubbles very scary. But they are now defending their mid lane inner. It makes her, she can throw it over more walls. There's more walls on Mountain Rift.
Right, fair cup. I mean, I would like Mountain Souls up against the Zoe if I can get them.
The soul is good, but the Rift is bad. Anyway, they do fend it off for now. The wave clear from BTS is good. Whips in a paddle star.
Just keeps landing from Luxury. And now Ryuk and Drakthar on the flank if they're going to go for it. But the Dark Binding just whiffs.
Yeah, Ryuk spreads the wings. He has to get some healing going. It's enough for now. As they do manage to get the kill, Vinboy's jumped into the backside, but now Drakthar is going to go down.
Look
the
at
hop,
Shine.
the resets. Ryuk doing his best, but it's not enough. He will survive, but he can't do anything more in this fight. It is actually only going to be 2 kills. I thought it was going to go so much worse.
Yeah, Shine, he's only got his Kraken Slayer. He still has a bit to go before he can really just start one-shotting, but he completely denies Elio, and they are going to be able to... there's not really going to be able to do much besides steal away some jungle camps, because it was just one of those fights that you fight for no reason, maybe to swing your goal back into your favor, but as it is, BTS just kind of dug their hole a little deeper. And look... And this is where it all comes in. It's all on Shine, baby. They try and collapse, but look at this damage to Elio. The knock away is perfect. Gets him the reset to kill Drakthar. Should have been enough to kill Ryuk, but there's just not enough damage, not enough healing reduction. He survives by the skin of his teeth. And it's very, very close from both of these. For a lot of teams to go, a lot of players going down, but it's just BTS getting blown up in the end. Regular LX walking away just fine.
Yeah, we're going to be calling them GLX.
Oh, yeah.
Aren't we? Just rolls off the tongue. Coded up on this top side. It might look like he's kind of getting bodied, considering Ryuk does have those 4 kills, but it is a 50 CS lead for the Jace. He has completed the Mana Moon. Needs to flip it over to the Muramana, of course, but considering he also has the Executioner's Calling, this Jace is in a very, very good position. And honestly, Luxury just seems to be outclassing BTS today.
Yeah, Drakthar just does not seem to know where to be on this Morgana, not not really comfortable as the supportive type. And Vinboys has just been gapped so hard by Shine that there's been no pressure for him to work within the bot lane. There's so much poke that they can't do anything. And
Orbital strike.
And with that, they can easily set up this siege on the mid lane turret. They just have so much turret damage, so much zone control with the Jace and the Zoe, and the Rumble to boot, that these towers are impossible to defend.
Flank teleport, but they're just collapsing on the flank. It's Glory as well, but in comes Vinboys. That is going to be the 1-for-1. The ADC has been removed. Coded. It's one auto attack to one auto attack at the moment, but the rest of BTS have been melted away.
Vinboys live.
Well, I mean, that's how A-clicks work, you know? That happens.
Yeah, he A-clicked the ward, and now he's probably done so.
No?
Yeah,
they found him. Unfortunate there for Vinboys. He is a Vinboy this game. As Drakthar slowed up, he's going to use that ultimate and the Black Shield on himself. Killer Queen goes low, but gets the shield to survive long enough for Blazers to pick up a double.
Why? But why? But why was it really Glory on the teleport flank? Ryuk, my friend, has a teleport and would have been much more comfortable in the middle of the enemy team than a poor Victor who has to just ult and stopwatch instantly. Like, Ryuk should have been making that teleport. Not Glory. It's the worst position for him to be. And yeah, here we go. Vinboys just clicks the ward. And Coded gets away.
It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate.
It's sad. It's a sad life.
In the picture-in-picture, we did see the Cloud Drake being picked up for Luxury as they continue to build towards that Soul. The Soul, not amazing for them. Jace does really like it. That's a lot of movement speed. It's more the fact that they will get 3 stacks of the Cloud Drake, which everyone loves.
Oh, yeah. Everyone loves that. It's just real nice stuff. And now, Luxury is in a fantastic time to start up Baron. They're 5k ahead. They have, again, so much zone control, so much vision that BTS does not. And you just have to wonder, can BTS even really approach that zone of the bubble? And
yeah, Drakthar does have flash, so they have to back off. They're going to collapse onto Ryuk. Look at the damage coming out of Coded. Aatrox is just detonated, taken off the field, and now they can just return to Baron.
Now they can return to Baron, and
no! The Magnet Storm doesn't land. Elio gets blown up. The red carpet is laid out, zoning the team away from each other. Glory has been found. He has been killed. A bubble has landed from Blazers. Can he get the convert? Maybe not quite, but he will be able to zone them well away as Baron is taken and Luxury look well on track to go up 2-0.
This is just absolute domination. This Rumble pick is just too damn good. They're gonna have to look to ban it away if they can't guarantee it on blue side. We're gonna have to see what BTS does next game if they lose. Do they pick the red side again? Do they pick blue? I can't see a great route with the way they're playing that for them to come back into it. They need some kind of huge combo, but look at the damage. 1 shock blast onto Vinboys, and that's 1/3 of his health gone.
And from what I've been told, Marby knows all about great routes. So if you can't find one, I'm not sure if anyone can. As BTS stride back out,
PG,
they are
mate.
in the hole. Hey, move on. This is the push in for Luxury. They want this mid lane. Drakthar caught by the solar flare, but no follow up. Elio gets absolutely smashed. A fantastic equalizer on the side, but Killer Queen will fall to Ryuk. But look at Shine going deep and smashing BTS out of the game. The inhibitor falls. They still have Baron. Do they want to try and end the game? They're going to use the teleport, so they certainly do. Shine, wailing away on the towers. Luxury are in a hurry to get back into the VCS. They've got to get one more game, of course. This is a best of 5. But if Luxury can win one more map, they will be back in the VCS. They will have another chance at glory in the summer split. And BTS will have to face off against Box. But we are not there yet. We have one more. And we'll be back here in about 10 minutes with the VCS English Analyst Desk to break this one down and set you up for what could be our final game of the day. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, everybody. It could be our final game, or it could be a repeat of Series 1, as currently Luxury has a 2-0 lead over BTS. One more win, and they will be back in the VCS for another split, and BTS will be ready to face off against Box. With me, of course, are two of my best friends, Clockwork and Marvin Ogie. Welcome back, everybody, to the VCS English Analyst Desk. And Clockwork, what was your take on Game 2?
Okay, game 2 was intense, much less than game 1. Luxury really was all over the place. And what I'm seeing from these games is that BTS is really feeling the absence of the experienced voices of Coach Hankei and their veteran Eddie Caribbean Coral. It's like during the spring split, they managed to develop into a decent team overall. Like, of course, they still ended up in 7th place, but they were at some point they were contending for making playoffs, no? And without these two members, it's really fell apart. It's all over the place. They can't seem to come up with a strategy and execute it, or to come to the lanes with a plan and get a lead and extend it to the game. So it looks like this series is going to be Luxuries, unless they come up with something, with some new oomph to revive.
Yeah.
We'll see. They definitely need something to get themselves back into it. Marby, what did you think about Game 2 as we do head into draft?
I think you can see why Morgana is a low priority pick in this region, and in this lower tier especially. They just do not look practiced on it. Drakthar was so slow in being in, he was just very rarely in the right position, but more specific to the champion, he was just so bad with his black shields, constantly putting them on late, not reacting in time, not putting them on at all. And he does not seem like the sort of player who can put these utility champions to use, and we need to see them ban Rumble here. I do not think you can let Luxury take it away for free if your answer is that weak.
I agree. As the bans are looking very similar. I'd love to say. I think BTS needs to ban Rumble here, though. I think
I do agree.
It's the Tristana.
Of course, Luxury, if it's not broken, don't change it. So I will keep being disappointed with this Lee Sin, and they also replicate the recipe that they've brought for Game 2, snatching the Rumble away most likely, which is a good choice. Killer Queen, despite a shaky Game 1, he showed again that he is one of the junglers to keep an eye on for the next split, and he really wants to put his name in the top half of the VCS. But they go for the Renekton, which is a bit weird, and letting the Rumble over to BTS.
That's
okay. It is a very interesting choice. I guess you can still take the Morgana, but I think the Rumble fits the VCS to a T, and Morgana is... Oh, no.
so
He wants to flex.
Killer
Hey,
Queen.
Hey, Marby, do you want to tap out of this series? Like, do you want to go to bed?
So Killer Queen is going back to an
Let's
old
go.
tried and true favorite. I think Nidalee is a lot better on this patch than she was in the regular splits, because of the simple fact you can kind of plug a player into the same composition you'd run with a Rumble. Whereas before, she was just kind of useless in every respect of the word. But now we're going to have to see what this change brings in. Can they really make something happen with this Nidalee? It's going to be a lot of early pressure on Killer Queen to make things happen. And I like this early lock into the Lucian. You can flex it to top or mid. It's most likely going to be mid, but you can flex it around. And never mind. It's going to be an Alistair, which is fine. I'm surprised at the lack of Nautilus we've been seeing, especially in this series. It's shown itself to be a very popular pick in the international sphere. But banning these 80 carries away from Luxury is a good start, because Shine has kind of been a big part of Luxury's wins this series.
This,
as you said.
surely Nidalee is just worse Rumble.
Oh, they should have first picked Rumble, don't get me wrong.
I'm glad we agree. But go ahead, Clockwork. I'm just glad we agree.
Yeah, just pointing out, adding more on the Lucian, since, as Mabi said, it's a very strong pick, being that can be flexed. He is a strong laner with 80 damage, which makes sense with the Rumble in the jungle, and also has a very easy time in dodging the spears from the Nidalee. So it would have been a perfect pick. Luxury know that, take it away. They also take away the Zoe. And now I want to see them getting some strong laner in the mid. Glory didn't have the greatest of time, especially in the uses of his teleport. He conceded a lot of pressure in the mid lane, and I think the Luxury can abuse that with the mid laner that can, put pressure since the start of the game. We have some. What a way would it be for Luxury to qualify for the VCS with comfort picks as Nidalee for Killer Queen and Vayne for Shine. Don't jinx.
Looks like they're leaning over towards the Jhin. Really doesn't help the lack of DPS in their comp. Still very
terrible.
Bursty. Very bursty, but no great sustained damage. And Silas looks to be what they're considering at the end. It makes sense. So if one team picks Alistair, you just snap pick Silas.
Yeah, it's a very, very strong pickup here. I almost... no, there's not really great ultimates on the side for Luxury. Picking that Silas in R4, while flexible, probably not the best idea. And here, okay. If that's just gonna happen, you should have picked that in R4. Because you knew the Renekton was coming. Should have just picked the volley back. Granted, there is an off chance that Renekton then gets flexed to mid, but I don't think you're hurting that much. Just switching and swapping players on volley bear, and you could have picked up an Akali or something, or a Silas to have that sort of flex potential. But here we are. Very standard front to back team fight for Burst the Sky, and a bit more of a complex one from Luxury, but still looking for those sort of scraps around objectives.
Yep. And I want to add that Luxury have a bit of a timer on, especially for the Jhin and the Nidalee. Otherwise, Burst the Sky has a very good option to just wait for the late games, as you said, with the 5v5s, with the extended team fights, the superiors DPS damage. So patience is what BTS need for this game to make their composition work. That said, patience is really what they didn't show in both their games so far. So I still think that BTS is having overall better drafts than Luxury, but they can't seem to execute them well.
Yeah, it's pretty tricky to call this one, I think. Marby, what do you think of these drafts?
I think very much the same. I much, much prefer BTS's draft coming into this, but I cannot put my faith in BTS anymore after how badly their mental has been across this series. They completely collapsed in the middle of game 1, and they looked so lost in game 2.
Fair enough. And Clockwork, are we getting a game 4?
So here I'm going to agree with Mabi and predict Luxury, which probably means that BTS is going to win a game, but I'm sure that this will be a 3-0.
We'll see as we are onto the Rift. Killer Queen posted up, knows exactly where Drakthar is. He's just gonna have a look around though.
Yeah, they're completely aware of each other. early skirmishing could easily go the way of Killer Queen if they get the drop onto Drakthar, but we're gonna see crossing the maps. Oh, actually, look, they're being cheeky. They're swapping down to the blue side for Rumble, so they're actually planning to meet Killer Queen on the top side. That's what they want. They want to force this fight. They want to fight around Scuttle Crab, do BTS.
It makes sense. Luxury knows this though.
Yep.
There is they do know this. They will shortly when they say that the Raptors aren't being taken. They know all about this, and I mean, I think it's a smart move. I think you want to fight as the Rumble. I think you beat the Nidalee.
Yep.
At that early Raptor fight, particularly when you have a Volibear who has perma priority. Yeah, I like this play.
You could potentially see it backfire a little bit with the speed Rumble has. Because if Nidalee decides to, say, skip the Raptors, which she's not going to, so this is going to end up being a moot point, she could just sort of get there a teensy bit behind Rumble, but be in the position to lurk in the brush towards River near the entrances and just get the drop on top of Drakthar, and that could be the way you win the fight. But now they see where Drakthar is so far ahead, but they're just going on to Glory.
Yeah, they're just going to try and kill him, and they're gonna do it well. And that is a first blood for Luxury. Glory was not ready.
Yeah, absolutely not ready. Really just expecting Nidalee to go for that full clear, but makes his way through the mid lane.
Oh, Coded in a lot of trouble. This could be, but Coded will flash away.
No solo bolo for Ryuk, but he's putting his stamp down saying, no, Coded, this is a matchup I win. But he has to be kind of careful because Killer Queen's still lurking around and this teleport's coming back. This man's on low health, so he's going to back off, give up priority over the Scuttle Crab. And that's good stuff for Killer Queen, but can Drakthar make it happen?
Drakthar is close.
He's a level up.
Yep, and Killer Queen just has to back off. They're going to teleport. It's a Cloud9 as they're overcommitting to a topside Scuttle. Blazers arrives. He was the mid laner, so it's not the worst thing ever. But now Killer Queen is in trouble. He will be burnt down. The flamethrower whips it in. Blazers can't turn it around, but now with Coded. On the other side, Drakthar, you've split from the team, but it's still the 2v2.
But Jin's here!
But here comes Jin from the top rope. He's come from the locker room to get to this fight. There is the heel coming down, and Blazers bearing down on Drakthar. He overheats, but now
Another
teleport. Shine will get one. Shine will get two. Glory arrives in the fight, and the rest of the team is here. It's the good old classic VCS Scuttle Shuffle. And there it is. It's a triple kill for the Jin. Surely we don't get a penta this early in the game. Surely not. I actually think we might. Oh no, they can't catch Elio. They can't catch it. No, they can't catch him. He's going to flash the wall? Does he flash? No.
Go for it, you coward! Coward!
No Killer Queen now a little bit too overextended as he has to get away. He should be able to safely, though Drakthar is bearing down. He does escape.
Well, that's one way to make Jin relevant in the game. Just give him a quadra kill at 4 minutes. It is a 2k gold lead as well, and holy hell, people need to stop fighting around Scuttle Crab if you're a red team because you just lose. It looks okay because they get Killer Queen, they pop him up, but Glory commits so much flashing over the wall there, and here it's just a split decision. If Drakthar's with the team, they may be able to sort of blow up Coated and get away from it, but the rotation comes in from the bot lane first, and that sets it up. But why do they keep fighting? Just take the L, my friends. Take it. Just leave. Run away. Vinboys walks head first into a Leona as well. It's just... everything's a disaster. Everything's a disaster.
Of course, Marby, we were calling for the penta, but he's playing Jin, and the quadra is what he wants. As that is a quadra kill for Shine this early in the game. What a start.
Coward. Go for the penta.
I don't think he had flash to be there.
He did!
Oh, he did! He still does!
Coward!
Well, that was certainly a play, Marby.
Six.
It's hard to...
6 assists onto Silas, by the way, so he's more than happy to just wander away. He's first to level 6 and just dumps the ultimate on top of Glory, and this 2v2 is looking to be a 3v2, and it's not going to be good for BTS.
It doesn't have access to the Dominus, though. He will go low, but the Q damage is just too good. It's 2 kills easily for Luxury, and they are keen to get back into the VCS.
Yeah, they are well on the way. It would take a miracle. They have actually extended the gold lead to 3,000. It was 2k at 4 minutes. It's now 3k at 6 minutes. So it'll be 4k by 8 minutes. That's a slowish rate. So every 2 minutes, the gold lead is not getting that much bigger. It's only 1k. You're all right, BTS. You just need to hold on. But why is Glory here?
No. They're going in, though. Bisbo trying to get out. In comes Shine already with the Noon Quiver. It's a good Rumble ult, though, as Bisbo will burn down. Drakthar picks that one up, but the Spear lands. Killer Queen moving forward, but misses all of his spells.
Ilio!
Which is kind of impressive. They turn it around. There's a big Victor ult.
Oh,
Blazers,
not quite enough.
No hijack.
Not quite enough. No hijack from Blazers. So he cannot do them one better, but it's a good pick for BTS. They get themselves a little bit more gold onto the Rumble, but it's just a consolation prize at this point. It brings the gold back a little bit, back to 2k, but oh my god, it still just looks like an insurmountable lead for Luxury, for BTS to overcome, because oh my god, it's just insane. It's just insane how that fight went.
Yeah. This game is off script, to say the least. This one is off the rails, even. Elio moving forward. There is a counter engaged by Bisbo. They're doing a lot of damage. This is a very fed Jin, but Bisbo will go down. Never mind. Okay. He be living.
Drakthar backs off too early.
And he misses the ult. Oh, Bisbo do be living, though. And now the curtains open up. Vidboys will die to this. They have to fight. Can they weave the last shot? No. He was just he was taking a punt to see if maybe someone was in the bush. Didn't get him, but did a lot of damage. And on the other side of the map, it's a Herald.
It's a free objective because the jungler has spent so much time in this bot lane. They can take this, they can drop it in the top lane, they can make sure that Coach can get priority because he just has so much lane to work with. But it's a complete collapse from BTS now. They got outplayed in the 2v3. What should have been another kill onto Bisbo, he gets to walk away, and there's just domination across the board. The only thing they have going for them right now is the top lane CS and the jungle CS, but it's not good. It's not looking good.
I mean, it's not even a particularly big CS gap. It's like a total of 11 CS.
Yeah, look.
Doesn't really make up for it.
We're reaching, alright? We're reaching.
And we were so close to glory with Blazers. We were so close to having Silas fall down. But oh no. Coded in a lot of trouble. Ryuk moving in. There's the carpet laid out. Another horribly angled equalizer, but it doesn't matter. The shutdown will happen. Drakthar gets the kill.
What was that? He's never gonna flash into the alcove. If he did, he would have been an absolute monkey, but no. Okay, it doesn't matter.
It's a smart cast Rumble ult. Oh, and Solo Bolo!
Solo Bolo. It's a little bit unfair when you're 1-1 and 7. You're a bloody Spartan off on your way to destroy the Covenant, and Glory just got in the way. Now he's 2-1 and 7. We're good.
Can you tell this is the second best of 5 we've cast today? We're off the rails. The game's off the rails. It is.
That was nearly a pentakill at 4 minutes. This game is not real.
It's true.
This is a scrim that true. They are going FF remake. But
that is the dragon secured that mountain drake over to Luxury, making them a little bit tankier. so they can fend off any assault by BTS. They have a 3,000 gold lead at 11 minutes. Yeah, this game is not particularly real. Coded kind of wondering where all the fun went, as he's just chilling in lane against a bear.
Yeah. The zoo is open for viewing. As we can see, we try to keep the animals apart.
We're going back to the glory hole as oh my god, I can't believe I just said that by accident. Oof. They go into glory and you know what, take over.
Yeah, well, they tried to get onto glory. It was a very good dodge by him.
Say
to get away.
watering hole. I meant to say watering hole.
Sure you did, buddy. It's they get him anyway eventually, but it's just so much. They can't get a kill back on the Blazers because he has that unbreakable will. And there is another ultimate from Drakthar that is just there to sort of send them off and to say, have a good day. We don't need this. We weren't going to use it anyway. So, back to the zoo, I guess. Just having a lovely day at the zoo, seeing the bears and the crocodiles. Nothing else happens on the map.
They really shouldn't be in the same enclosure. Like, it's just irresponsible.
We do not have a very good budget at the VCS zoo. We kind of only have one enclosure, and it involves cougars. It involves cows. It's got a lot of things that really shouldn't be next to each other.
Oh god, we shouldn't do 2 best of 5s in one day. That's just ugh.
You hear that, VTV? Change your schedule.
It's not good. I mean, it's not good. It's not good for our careers. I still can't believe I said the wrong word. That was the worst possible result. Oh no. Oh, up in the top side, Coded. He's in a lot of trouble. He heals a little bit, but not enough. He will go down.
Yep, that's another pick onto the Coded. That seems to be the repeated play for Drakthar. Just go top lane and get another kill and ignore the rest of your map, because while he's been going top lane and picking up some kills, he's been ready to blaze it. Blazers has been just bullying Glory, really. Just popping off. He's now a 0-6 victor, and half of it is, like, not his fault. He's just been bullied.
Yeah, it is a big bully situation. Shine is just so far ahead. Normally we'd say Jin, struggles with damage, but when he's got a Gale Force and the Kersh's Shard at 14 minutes, yeah, he'll be fine on damage. As a tower has fallen in the mid lane, Blaze is brute forcing that one down. And Marty, how does BTS get back in this?
I mean, if they can hold on to like 2 or 3 items, the AoE damage potential is nutty. It's absolutely insane. So if they catch Luxury grouped up in a Dragon Pit, in a Baron Pit, and just drop a Rumble ult, a Victor ult, a Volibear ult, all on top of them stuck in a gravity field or stuck in a multi-man pulverize, then hey, they can probably win that sort of team fight. As long as they continue to fix the bleeding and just keep bullying Coated like this, apparently.
Yeah, they're just going to code it over and over again. This Renekton is getting farmed. It helps, that is gold. But it is not quite enough to get them back in this one.
I feel moderately confident saying that
Solar Flare is lovely. That's a dangerous teleport for Jin, though, as that is going to be Ryuk directly on top of him. Shine now has to find a way away from that one, but on the other side of the fight, it just doesn't matter, as Killer Queen bearing down on Glory takes him down. Shine survives on almost his entire health bar as well. 4 are dead. Killer Queen lands the spear. Ryuk will be following them. Triple kill for Nidalee. And Luxury, I mean, Welcome back to the VCS.
Ryuk committed basically nothing to try and kill Jin there, and Jin's just able to sort of walk away. He's got Swifties, he's got Gale Force, he's got a Zeal for that extra movement speed. There's nothing Ryuk could do without a Q up. He doesn't even try to commit the ult. And it's Elio, he's just really caught out of position. And Shine is just so comfortable with this bear. He plays around. He just stays so far out of auto attack range. He's just not able to do anything as Ryuk.
And once again, Glory's dead.
Yeah, so I have to say, BTS's goals right now are a little bit different. Their goals this game, I feel, have moved from win the game to make sure everyone has a nice pair of crocodile shoes so that they can win the drip game. That they learned from PGG, win the fashion contest, and then everyone loves you regardless.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a strat. But this is, I mean, Glory once again going down. It's probably not worth very much gold at this point. That was only about 200 gold total going over to LXE.
Big plans. You've reset the gold count on Coded so they can pick up another.
Very smart.
Very smart. Good feed to win. It's a fantastic strategy. I use it a lot when I'm auto-filled into not support. Surprisingly, I don't win very many games.
Yeah, I know. I duo with you. As the curtains once again open, Drakthar in some trouble. Can they actually finish him in time? No, the last bullet won't land. He drops the equalizer and Killer Queen goes in. Now, with Vinboys joining, Killer Queen is in a lot of trouble. It's a shutdown for BTS. They come out ahead in this little trade, but the play is not over.
Play is not over indeed. It's another bit of damage. CC lands onto Ryuk, and Blazes just does not care. He feels like he's Showmaker, just going in, popping off.
Yeah. Should he care? Look at the damage he took. He shouldn't care.
And Glory has reached the wonderful stage of the game known as rage splitting. Just hanging out in the top lane, pushing. He's gonna get his recall off, so Coded's not gonna be able to collapse and kill him, but it is just donezo for BTS. At this point, you're just like really, really mad that you flipped the game so hard in the worst way in game 3, and you don't have another way to come back in, and you don't have another shot at this series. But you shouldn't be too cut up by this. You have a day to reset before you fight Box. You've beaten Box resoundingly before, so you just need to take a step back. Just have fun with this game for the rest of it, and just try and reset your mental so you're not, like, gonna go into the next one just upset at how badly you got thrashed in this game 3.
I mean, Marby, they're 10k gold down, as there is another fight. The 1-for-1 is going on, as Coded on the run from 3. He's gonna get away as well. There is a blast cone.
More shoes.
He's just standing there, just chilling. He's not even taking the blast cone. He's not leaving.
Well, at least we can take solace in the fact that to go with their 3 pairs of crocodile skin shoes, they have 3 pairs of leopard skin pants as well to work with. So
wow,
really coming together.
I don't think that's a good outfit. I'm going to be totally honest, but Coded is now being forced back by Ryuk. But look at the mid lane as Elio is forced to ult and run away on about 100 health. There is the curtain call. The bullets whipping on in. That's a rumble ult on top of him to cancel it. But Silas will steal it away. I'll do you one better, mate. But now Shine needs to be careful as he was tanking the tower. And I think Luxury have to back off for now.
Oh, this is just an absolute disaster. Just opening that curtain call in their face. No worries at all. Doesn't have to care even the slightest about trying to be safe with it. He does not care. The ultimate drops right on top of him and he just walks away, basically unharmed. Look at this. It's disgusting. We have to look at Shine though and say, mate, how have you gotten a quadra kill and then not gotten any other kills, my friend? You
it's
absolute
impressive.
buffoon.
But he might get another one as the fight has kicked off. He fires that last shot at in. There it is. He's been doing well with these W's as well, which is what really matters as the Jin. And moving on in, it's a double kill. They don't have any minions at the moment, so they can't end the game quite yet.
Sure they do. They have a siege minion right there. His name's coded.
He's a cool looking siege minion, but I don't actually think they can end the game. The death timers are a little bit too short, but there should be an inhib opened up, and Luxury will reset with a lot of money to spend. Oh, Drakthar wants to make something of this, but
he wants it so bad.
There's a teleport coming in as well, but he just gets binded up. Coded just ease away, slices and dices straight back in, and Glory is dead.
Oh no, it's just... Stop! I guess we have to add a lemming to the menagerie because they just keep walking one by one into their death, just chasing. The soft int is real. They want to go home. They want to be done with this game. But that's
You blame them?
No. No, I mean, low-key surprised the FF hasn't come through.
I don't think they probably can't. It's probably against the rules.
Yeah, I know, but low-key, oh, man. Elio, he's just kind of on his lonesome. Draktar's there, but what's he gonna do?
I mean, Blazers looks like he's healing from the Rumble ult at this point. As they're going to go under the tower, they're actually going to be able to take down the cow. Killer Queen is being abandoned. He'll be dead. As Glory, they've reset his gold count. Big brain stuff as in comes the shots. Trying to get onto Glory, but Ryuk playing a good bodyguard.
And now they don't have enough shoes to match their pants.
What a
tragedy, really.
Drakthar has to flash away from Coded. He nearly got on top of him.
And there's an Ocean Drake available for Luxury in case someone wants to pick that up the next time they reset. But it's going to be a little while till that happens as they're just trying to go between the turrets and kill another bear.
I'd like to see that. Yeah, I would have liked to see that a little bit better. But Ryuk has gone down. A bearskin rug has been picked up.
What do you need to see? What do you need to see from that? It's just Everfrost into whatever the flourish, deadly flourish, into just death, just dead bear. Now they're gonna pick up Baron and fellas, BTS, they're gonna get an objective.
Wow. Oh. They're going to get the dragon. The turnaround is coming, Marby. The comeback. It all starts with this one Ocean Drake. It starts with an Ocean Drake.
It starts with success for Shine. Look, I just need to make this interesting. It starts with success. You get a quadra kill at 4 minutes. And from there on, you just keep winning the game with your hard work, determination, and...
The one thing that VCS English has always known is that Jin is the best AD carry in the game.
Yeah.
No one with a brain on our broadcast would ever say otherwise, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's more or less how it goes, as we can clearly see. Jin is just popping off. He's so far ahead of his opposite number. He's just doing so much damage. He's hard carrying a Luxury 1v9, honestly. Look at the rest of his team just running it down, feeding it all away, but Jin, not Jin, baby. He's deathless. Perfect KDA. Well, you look across the board. You look at bad champions like the Nidalee. 5 whole deaths.
Oh, hello. That is a lot of damage coming in. Ryuk has to ult away. Blaze is in the middle of the enemy team. Has to flash. Doesn't actually have the Alistar ult to rely on. But he will drag himself back in and heal off the Alistar. And Coded going deep. Has the shields proc. Gets a lot of healing. And Killer Queen will pick up the kill. Bizbo flies into the back line. And Shine is the beneficiary. This will be the game. This will be Luxury returning to the VCS. Their first split was not good, to say the least, but they will have a chance to redeem themselves. They will be able to get revenge. And with this win, it is a resounding start to potentially a summer of success.
Yeah, and we have to say, as we bring Clockwork back into the fold, it's a much better look for Luxury. They have a strong top laner. They have a much better looking bot lane, I must say. Granted, it's VCSB competition. We will have to see how they fare when summer returns, but they look actually like a bot lane that deserves to be in the top of the in the VCSA.
Well, we'll see if that stays up.
Well, more
Clockwork,
than Vinboys does.
I agree with that. Clockwork, what was your take on Game 3 and the series as a whole?
Okay, so I've heard you Aussies use some European slang to describe how the series went. So I'm gonna Euro analyst. I'm gonna pick up some Australian dialect to say that this was a bit of a shellacking. Glory played a bit like Taliwaka, and I don't mean the player. That said, Mabi mentioned that BTS already had the edge over Box, but if I'm Box, looking at this series gives me a lot of hope and gives me a very nice blueprint on what to do to take them down, which is focus on the bot lane. Vinboys didn't have a great series at all, and it looked like a very easy to abuse weak point. So tomorrow's series, I don't think it will be as fast as it was yesterday. No, was it 14th? So yeah.
Yeah, yesterday. That was yesterday.
It was yesterday. Anyway, with that, we're not going to do much of an analyst desk on the outro. It is 2 best of 5s back to back. It is a long day. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Those of you that stuck around, we really appreciate it. Even if you just came in to watch one game. We hope you enjoyed the show here on VCS English. I have been joined by Clockwork, who I want to give a special thanks for. He subbed in at very, very short notice. Wasn't actually meant to be on today, but Rebel had some internet issues and Clockwork jumped in. Which we really, really appreciate. And of course, Marbanogi, my casting partner, who always does a lovely job. My name has been Everyday, and we will see you tomorrow for BTS taking on Box to see who will be the 8th team in VCS Summer 2021.